on, come on, gosh. Oh, sorry, I didn't see you guys there. Well, now that we're all gathered here this afternoon, I can tell you a little bit about my life. I was born on July 18th, 1867 in Hannibal, Missouri. I grew up in a little cottage just blocks away from the Mississippi River. When I was 13, I started working in a tobacco company because my family was very poor. The name was Garth's Tobacco Company, and I would be stripping tobacco leaves. I would hate it in the summer because the sun would beam down on my back and the mosquitoes were bad because of the river. That made my work much harder than it was. In 1885, my brother Daniel was in the mining industry and was moving to Leadville, Colorado. And I wanted to go with him, so I did. Well, I was 18 back then, and then I started working in Daniels and Fisher's Mercantile in the carpets and drapery section. In the early summer of 1885, I met this young man named James Joseph Brown, but people would call him JJ. We fell in love and married September 1st, 1886. Oh, what a swell day it was. We had 2 children, Lawrence Palmer Brown and Catherine Ellen Brown. When my children were still young, we moved to Denver, Colorado. I was working in the Women's Suffrage Association. Oh, I loved that place. One of my passions was helping women get their rights like they were supposed to. I also co-founded a branch in the Alliance franchise in Denver. Our family became very, very wealthy and could almost afford anything that we wanted, because JJ became one of the most successful miners in the country. I also didn't just raise my 2 children. I raised Daniel's 2 children because sadly their mother died when they were young and he was working because he was a miner too. Now let me tell you a story and an experience that I've been through that most people know about but haven't experienced. The Titanic. I was in London with Catherine when I received a letter that my grandson was ill in America. So I told Catherine I'm going to America. I bought a first-class seat on the Titanic. I remember I was sitting down reading on April 15, 1912, when all of a sudden I felt a lurch. I knew that something was wrong. Some time passed, I don't know, minutes or hours, but then a young man came knocking to my door, like in a panic. I opened my door and he said, ma'am, the ship has an iceberg. Head to the deck now. I grabbed my biggest jacket I packed and headed to the deck. It was really packed and I couldn't even walk. People were screaming and shouting and running all over. I was panicking because I knew the ship was going to sink and I didn't know if I was going to make it. But I kept my head held high and helped. As I was telling you before, everybody was screaming and was running all over, so it was hard helping people. But somehow I did. Then someone told me, Margaret Brown, get on a lifeboat now. I did as I was told, of course, and somehow I ended up on lifeboat number 6. As we sailed out, I saw more and more people die than I did when I was on the ship. Oh, what a sad memory it was. When the ship was under the water, some ladies on my lifeboat and I were helping the other people stay calm and keep them warm. But then there was this one man named Robert Higgins that the girls and I did not like. He never thought positive. He said, "We're going to starve to death. We're going to freeze to death." I didn't like him at all, that I threatened to throw him overboard. Luckily for him, he didn't die that night. Then a boat found us and we were safe and sound. Now I'm helping the French wounded soldiers and to rebuild France during the Great War. Actually, I'm going to Paris, France now. That's why I was practicing my French. Well, I better get going to a ball now, but before I leave, does anybody have some questions?